become guilty before Yahweh. Therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified. The law didn't justify flesh. Okay? Faith is what justified Abraham. Faith is what justified Noah. Faith is what justified Job and all of these other people that came into relationship with the Father. Okay, but therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. See, the law brings to your attention that this is wrong. Without the law, there is no, oh, this is wrong. You just do what you do, right? But now the righteousness of Yahweh without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets, even the righteousness of Yahweh, which is by faith of Yahshua the Messiah, unto all and upon all them that believe. For there is no difference, for all have sinned. This is the other scripture that people love to use. Well, all sin and come short of the glory. No. It says for all have sinned. That's a past tense word. English 101, boo. Okay? Past tense. And come short of the glory of Yahweh, being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in the Messiah Yahshua. So there is a redemption here. All have sinned. In other words, it doesn't matter if you're a Jew, if you're a Greek, if you're whatever it is you are. It's not about your status. It's not about whether you had the law or didn't have the law. All have sinned. All were born in sin and shapen in iniquity based on what Adam did. But Yahshua the Messiah came to give us life. So now we're after that seed. We're back to that seed. Okay? That purified seed, that justified seed, that righteous seed. Okay? So, whom Yahweh has set forth to be the propitiation through faith in his blood, to declare his righteousness for the remission of sins that are past through the forbearance of Yahweh. To declare, I say at this time, his righteousness, that he might be just and the justifier of him which believeth in Yahshua. So we're justified through the blood of the Son. 2 Corinthians chapter 11. Would to Yahweh ye could bear with me a little in my folly. This is Paul talking. And he says, and indeed bear with me, for I am jealous over you. This is how a true shepherd feels. This is how a true person that is a ministry gift to the body feels. This is how we feel over each other in the body of the Messiah. We have this reverent jealousy over one another. What am I talking about? Because we don't want to see each other be entangled with the foolishness of this world. That's like you espousing yourself to another person. Well, if you're in the family of the Messiah, then we don't want to see you connected to Satan. We don't want to see you mixing it up, mixing and mingling. No. So Paul says, for I have espoused you to one husband. What does he mean by espoused? He means I've given you the message that would only connect you to one. So why would I don't have a desire that you do all these other things? Okay? Because I'm jealous over you, that I might present you as a chaste virgin to the Messiah. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in the Messiah. This is a simple thing. Being free from sin is a simple thing. It is not deep. People make it deep because they desire to live in sin. So yes, they stand on their soapbox, their pulpit, their ziggurat. And if you look that up, or listen to some of the other messages, you'll understand that Nimrod built this temple into the heavens. Well, it wasn't talking about him building it up into the clouds. It was this ziggurat that was on top. It was this whole idea and mindset of I will ascend my throne. I will ascend myself. Let's make a name for ourselves. That's where they worshiped and where they created all this paganism and all this worship of other deities and other Elohim. Okay, so when it says here, I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in the Messiah. This is a simple thing. Salvation is simple. The gospel is simple. The only person that makes this deep are people. And why? Because they want to try to live this religious life, okay, that puts them on this pedestal and everybody is beneath them, this whole hierarchy thing. They want to live that and play that out so they can have people that are subjected to them and underneath them. But the body of the Messiah is one. It's agreed. It's all going in the same direction. And the head is the Messiah. And who's over that head is the Father. Okay? But the body is all one. All right? And it flows from the head down. So it says here, for if he that cometh preacheth another Yahshua, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit which ye have not received, or another gospel which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with it. In other words, if you want to accept something that you have not received, something that you know ain't right, then you just deal with what you get, because that's what you're going to get. Okay? If you accept it, just deal with it. You're going to get whatever you get. Truth about temptation. Let's go there for 1 second. James chapter 1, I'm going to read verses 13 through 17. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh. This is the root of all sin. Temptation is the foundation. It is the bed. It is the beginning of where sin starts. Okay. It says, let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh. For Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil. You got that? He's not tempted with evil. Neither tempteth he any man. So let's get that straight. Those of you who love to live in sin and you think that the Father tempted you, so it's okay for you to fall into this temptation because if he led you to it, he'll bring you through it. All that religious garbage that has no scriptural foundation. He didn't lead you into sin. That was your choice. It says here, he doesn't tempt. He cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempts he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Did you get that? Every man, when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed, that's when he's tempted. Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, it bringeth forth death. Now let's look up this word conceived. It talks about being pregnant. You know what conception is. It's when a woman is impregnated with a child. So when lust has impregnated you, are you getting that? Then it births sin. Okay. And when sin is finished, it births death. It bringeth forth death. Do not err, my beloved brethren. Don't get it twisted, in other words. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. In other words, anything that's good, that's what comes from the Father. Nothing that is evil comes from the Father. So don't get that twisted. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, let's read 13 and 14. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. You need to understand that. There is nothing that has come and presented itself to you or been brought to your door that is not common to other people. It's nothing new under the sun. If you've been tempted with it, someone else has been. And I'm going to make it clear to you. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. Now, he doesn't tempt you, but he will not allow you to be tempted above that which you are able to handle. Okay? But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Now, what is this way of escape? Because people are thinking that, well, what happens is I have to get into the temptation. I have to give into the temptation. I have to sin in order to have this escape. No, he's giving you a way of escape before the temptation even comes up. What is this way of escape? He said, wherefore, my beloved brethren, flee from idolatry. That's your escape right there. Flee from idolatry. What is idolatry? It's that stuff that you put before the Father. Anything, any person, anything that you put before him, ahead of him, is idolatry. The dictionary defines it like this: a worship of idols. And you can make an idol out of anything. Absolutely anything. Okay? It's extreme admiration or love or reverence for something or someone. And that being someone other than the Father. Okay? But there is none righteous. See, they say this, but there is none righteous. So how can you say these things, Crystal? How can you be so sure that we can live from sin? In Romans chapter 3, Paul is discussing that we are all the same in the Messiah, just like before. The Jew isn't better than the Gentile because he had a law. The law made none righteous. It didn't. It was just what they were to follow. So we are all the same. Of ourselves, in our flesh, we are nothing, no matter what the background is. So therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight. You remember we read that. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. But now the righteousness of Yahweh without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets. Even the righteousness of Yahweh, which is by faith of Yahshua the Messiah, unto all of the